Hello, hello. Welcome to another AMA by PresaleWorld. I'm Ant, and today we have an AMA with Luminous Angel. But before we start, for all newcomers here, PresaleWorld is the easiest way to find the best presales across the market from the biggest launchpads, including Pixel, Unicrypt, Gempad, CookieSale, DXL, and of course, and most importantly, our very own launchpad here at PresaleWorld. We are the fastest growing launchpad, so be sure to check us out at presale.world. It should make it much easier for you to find that next gem as well. But back to the main event of Luminous Angel. We shall see you there. Right, I've started the recording. So once again, welcome to another AMA at PresaleWorld. We've got Luminous Angel with us here today. So, hey buddy, we always start off like this. Rather than go into the project itself, just tell us a little bit about yourselves. I know there's a couple of you on the project. There might be more than that. So tell us a little bit about yourselves and how you got into crypto.
Yeah, all right. Good evening, everyone. I'm the business developer officer of Luminous Angel, and I'm as well the co-founder of this project. So actually, I got into crypto 3 years ago. Back then, just started off with some little trading, and later towards the end of last year, I also got into working with some other projects, doing freelance work with some upcoming projects in the industry, and I read basically major on marketing. So I helped some few projects. I assisted them with marketing of their tokens, like the likes of Oceans.finance, SafeJets.io, TrustLodge.co, and so on and so forth. So I myself personally have never launched any project before, because I strongly believe in this legacy of CS Binance and some good front runners in the industry, that you have to have very good utility before you launch a token. Don't just launch a token unnecessarily or issue a token out there and then trying to look for a way to create a utility around it. So make sure you have a utility first and foremost before you launch a token. So, and that's what I've been doing since February. We started the development of Luminous Angel. So we are not just on the rush. We are taking our time to make out our plans and also to execute every of our plans and goals. So since December 2022, this year, we have started the development of this project, myself and the core team members of this project.
I love that. Yeah, I couldn't agree more, actually. Rather than make a token fit a utility, rather than make the utility fit a token, it's kind of the other way around, really. It's very easy to create a token that means nothing, but actually finding what's missing in the market and then incorporating a token into that so people actually benefit. I think we are headed more towards that anyway in terms of the space, and you have definitely hit it at the right time doing that, because it seems that utility tokens particularly are the ones that are performing. The meme token sort of thing still does work. There's quite a few out there that still do it, but not quite how it was doing 12 months ago, as I'm sure you've seen as well if you're marketing in the space. So on that, with the obviously talking about utility and talking about tokens, what are we looking at then with Luminous Angel? What are we offering in the space?
Thank you. So Luminous Angel we are building an ecosystem that promotes trust, equity, and transparency in the crypto industry, because as we all know, as a matter of fact, those are very critical places we are lacking at this moment in the industry. So we aim to use every of our scam mitigation tools, to promote trust and transparency between every parties or stakeholders involved, in the crypto industry. And we have, as of now, we have 5 scam mitigation tools in our ecosystem. And as a matter of fact, one of our scam mitigation tools, one of it is live right now, which is the Web3 job marketplace, which we also nicknamed the Fiverr of crypto industry. A freelancer job marketplace. So because from our market research, we discovered that Telegram is the most used social application. Investors, freelancers, marketers, and every other stakeholders, that communicate in the crypto industry use, in network the most. That's the application we use the most in networking and socializing in the crypto industry. So, but however, the pitfall of this app is very equally visible with a very numerous scams, tricks played by many ill-meaning individuals and scammers. So and also every one of us know that rock pools are very common, right? And also these phishing scams. So, and apart from rock pools and phishing scams, so we also discovered that another common way that people get scams in the crypto industry is through employment offers, fraudulent employees and impersonators and the like. Sometimes projects developers or leads, when they are hiring remote workers. As a matter of fact, most of us, we work remotely, for every project we work with and for every person we deal with. Most of our dealings and networking and our job relation is done, 90% is done remotely. So due to this, due to this mode of operation, some ill-meaning individuals are taking negative advantage of this remote place, and so you see them scamming developers, and sometimes, and in some other cases, service providers, which are also freelancers, like the likes of website designers, graphic designers, so on and so forth, community moderators, working with some projects, they end up also being exploited, by developers or project team members who fails to pay them the money that is due for the work that has been done unto them, because there's no form of way they can be held accountable. So that's why it's very easy for them to scam people remotely, while dealing in the job market place. And another common thing also we also discover is that we have so many scam social media accounts impersonating, celebrity blogs, centralized exchanges, staff, and crypto influencers and the likes. That's very common. Also, they are very common on Twitter, even most especially on Telegram. They impersonate, centralized exchange staffs, just disguising as though they are also part of the centralized exchange, and they will offer people listing on that exchange. And in many cases, some unaware individual has been exploited in ways like this, falling victims to their tricks and scams. So that's the problem. We are using our major utility, which is the crypto job marketplace, which we call Luminous network bots. So that's the problem we are using it to solve. As I tell you, we have 5 scam mitigation tools, 5 utilities on our ecosystem. So I'm talking about the major one right now, which is already live, the Luminous network bot, the job marketplace. So that's the major problem the marketplace is going to be solving, and it is those challenges and those problems I mentioned earlier. They are those factors that bettered our idea to create an ideal job marketplace that is going to be free of scams, that both job employers and employees are going to relate, without any sense or without having any fear of being scammed or even being scammed at all. So we have put a lot of things in place for our job marketplace to be secured, for the job employers, and also protect the privacy of the employees, the freelancers, privacy of the freelancers like NFT creators, website designers, contract developers, and so on and so on. Because we saw this, privacy protection is lagging in some of those crypto job marketplace that are already in existence. Because we did our market research, we saw that, and we realized that there are some other crypto job marketplace in existence already, and we have done our research and see that one of those places they are lagging is that, due to the nature of the industry, it is very safer for freelancers and service providers to be anonymous. There are pros and comes to being anonymous, right? But it is very much more safer, for people offering services, rendering services from projects to be anonymous. Just for instance, a case just happened in the US of recent. The developer of Tornado Cash. Just imagine, he was a great inventor. He created a tool, and some bad characters, they make use a negative use of the tools, and the developer was arrested, was apprehended by the authorities. Admitting this developer is anonymous, nobody would have arrested him. And as every one of us know, even Satoshi Nakamoto, the founder of Bitcoin, if his identity has been known before now, Bitcoin or blockchain would have gotten to this extent we are today, because many law authorities and many world governments would have been after him and just trying to kill the vision of the blockchain. So that's why we try as much as possible to protect the privacy of service providers, privacy of every freelancer that are offering service on our marketplace, and not jeopardizing the safety, the safety of the employers also. So every freelancers that are listed on the job marketplace, be it NFT creators, website designers, community moderators, AMA hosts, and so on and so forth, there are 2 stages of verification they pass through before we list them on the marketplace. Number 1 verification, they have to submit the application to be listed, and after submitting their application, then we invite them for a remote online interview. After they have passed that interview, then their identity, they are going to pass through KYC, proper KYC with our KYC partners. As a matter of fact, we have been able to secure KYC partnership with the likes of Assured DeFi. Many of us know Assured DeFi, that they are one of the leading KYC companies in the industry. We've also secured KYC partnership with solidproof.io, IDO Presales, and consort.com. So every of our freelancers, after passing our interview, they also have to pass through the KYC process, and after passing the KYC, then they get listed on the marketplace. So, and the real world identity is going to be protected, because all those data, relevant data, are stored in our own back end. So that is, everyone hiring anybody on our platform, you are rest assured that this NFT creator you are hiring for your work, this community moderator you are hiring for your community, this, and so on and so forth, you are hiring for your project, they are saved. Their data and identity is kept with a decentralized company. So that is, if any form of scam is being proved, their identity is going to be released to the rightful authorities to take action. So that's why we've partnered with those leading KYC companies to help us to carry out KYC identity. So that's their job. So after fraud has been proven, then you will be able to, there's a form of accountability. So after you've paid an NFT creator for your work and the NFT creator does not do your job, there is a form of accountability, because we have the identity and the data of the NFT creators that we can make use to apprehend him and hand him over to the rightful authority, irrespective of his geographical location in the world. So that's what our NFT marketplace is doing. And at this point, just before we end the chat, I'm going to do a screen recording for us to see how the NFT marketplace looks like. So we also have another utility on our ecosystem, which is called the Luminous giveaway bot. Luminous giveaway bot. We also discovered that there are so many scams and so many scams giveaway going on in the space. So that's why we developed, we are building. So that is not live yet. We is still under processing. So we are building this decentralized bot that can process giveaways, in a transparent and fair manner. It will eliminate, many individuals and projects that run fake giveaways for their communities and followers. So because they will need to deposit the giveaway price into our bots, into the decentralized bots, which is going to serve as the exclude. Then the bot is going to choose the winners randomly based on the agreed, based on the agreed criteria. Then the bot is going to choose the winners randomly. So the third utility we have is what we call the whitelist bot. The whitelist bot.
Before we continue with the rest, because it's amazing how, number one, how passionate you are, number one, how many utilities there are. But let's just unpick the things as we go along, because there is a lot to it. And just to be clear, I love the ideas already. Like, I love, the ideas of what you've built already and the ideas of what's going forward. But if we just unpick a little bit by bit. So with the job marketplace, first and foremost, I really like the approach to this. It's not just, because often the approach is from a project perspective, right? It's like, I need to find a moderator. Where do I find it from? Whereas from your case, you're looking at it from both sides. It's not always, projects scam, moderators or freelancers as well, right? It's not just the other way around. So it's a nice look at that, actually, that you can find a way to benefit both parties. I like the idea of the KYC as well, so you can tell who you're working with. I think that's good. The one question I have, and it might be a tricky question to answer right now, but what do you do in a scenario? Because I assume you'll have to tell me the kind of intricacies of how it works, but if I wanted a moderator, for example, and I refused to pay my moderator because I said they didn't do the work, but they say they did, is there any kind of mediation between those two people? How would that work?
Yes, thank you very much. So for such case not to happen, so that's why, like I was trying to mention some other of our utilities we have in our ecosystem. Another utility we have, which is also going to work hand in hand with our marketplace to facilitate payment transactions within parties dealing on our marketplace, and also, even individuals that are not using the marketplace, is our SQ platform. So the SQ platform is going to be the mediator that will facilitate, the payment between two individuals, So as you that wants to engage one of our moderators on the marketplace, so the moderators will ask you to deposit the agreed payment, into the exclude. Then after you have satisfied and notify the exclude system that your job has been done, then the exclude is going to dispense the payment to community moderators, right? So, and we are humans, and we know that human beings, we have different characters, and we are not equal, right? Even in business and dealings in life generally. So there might be many cases or some few cases where there's going to be misconception between both parties. So in such cases, we also have our back end that is going to come into the system and see to them that matter and make sure there is fairness in the judgment. So I make sure there is fairness in the judgment. So at the same time, we are going to make sure we end up and conclude the matter in a very fair manner. So we have a support back end, a support button people can press on the marketplace whenever there is dispute. Thank you.
Great answer. Absolutely fantastic answer. That's the sort of thing I like to hear, to be fair, that these things have been thought about already. So I love the idea. Like I say, I know there's a lot of utilities and I'd like to go through them because I think they're fantastic, to be honest. So we've got the job marketplace, which sounds to me like it's not just aimed at projects. It's also aimed at, if I was a community moderator, I'd want to go on there as well. Because if I've got a nice KYC tag next to me as a moderator and maybe some reviews next to me, then obviously it's the sort of place where, as a project owner, I will want to go and see those people, because then at least I can see it. Like you say, the Fiverr of crypto is not a new idea, but I think the way you're approaching it is different, actually. So you were just about to get into the giveaway bot. I did interrupt you a little bit, but so the idea, from what I understand and from what you said, is, as is very common, I would say extremely common, in fact, is someone runs a giveaway. They say, we'll give $200 to the person that does, I don't know, the most tweeting, or does this or does that. And actually what happens is everybody goes away and tweets their fingers off, spends day and night doing it. And actually that $200 just sits in the project owner's pocket, right? So the bot, I'm assuming, again, is similar to an escrow bot, where either a random user is chosen, or either way, that money will sit in a holding account. So if a winner isn't chosen, then the project owner loses out anyway. So some way or form, they may as well just do the giveaway. I don't know. Obviously, you clarify. You are the man in charge of this, but I love the idea of that as well, to be clear. So, if you give me the rundown and tell me if I'm right or wrong, that'd be good to hear.
Yeah, yes. Actually, there's a lot of problems and a lot of tricks people use, in manipulating the giveaway system. Number one, even on the part of the person or the individual or the project running the giveaway, they can manipulate the system, by whenever they said they are giving out bounties to probably 5 community members, and you discover that the 5 community members they are going to give the giveaway out to is going to be their enclosed circle, or probably their alt accounts. This Telegram, mostly many people, an individual can have 10 accounts, so they can. That's on people facilitating the giveaway on their whole part, and also the people participating in the giveaway. There are many times that they are going to be involving multitudes account on their own self behalf to participate in the giveaway. So that's why we discover a lot of tricks in that. So the major problem is going to be solving is that the person that is facilitating the giveaway will not be able to manipulate the system, by giving the giveaways to his alt account. And also, individuals that are participating, no one will be able to get multiple rewards, through multiple accounts, because it's just going to select the winners randomly. And the only challenge we have, for every person or for every project, there's always a challenge. So the only challenge we are having right now is about having the access to Telegram, having access to Twitter API, because there are some giveaways that you might need people or followers or participants of the giveaways, to do some tasks. Probably follow your account on Twitter and follow your account on Telegram. You get it? So the problem we are having now is tracking the tags on Twitter. It is somehow impossible right now. On our development, it is impossible for the bot to track people's tax, any tax given on Twitter. But as much as any tax that has been given to participants on Telegram, if it's to follow channel or join a group on Telegram, we are able to track that, because we have access to Telegram API, but we didn't have access to Twitter's API. So that's the only limitation we have on the giveaway. Thank you.
Nice. Well, yeah, but again, you've identified another problem, and like you said, the kind of from the get-go, you're identifying things in the space which are scam potentials. And like you say, if you've worked with projects before, I'm sure you've seen them left, right, and centre, both from people. I mean, I've spoken to thousands of people. Thousands is probably an exaggeration, but hundreds of people that have been scammed in some shape or form, from whether it's someone pretending they can do DEX tools trending or otherwise. And it's such a common thing to find these, like I say, avenues which haven't been attacked yet in the space. I think is really great, because giveaways, there are certain things that you can use, and I've always found them to be miserable, to be honest, like sweep widget and things like, we tried to use one in this project and basically broke immediately. So we just had to do it manually. So to have a tool, especially that is linked into crypto, which a lot of these tools aren't linked into crypto, right? It's, again, there's still a reliance. There's no escrow. There's a reliance on trust still at the end of it. So, trust in crypto just doesn't exist, basically. So if you can take that out of your hand and do what crypto was meant to be, i.e. have this third party that verifies these transactions, i.e. being the blockchain in this case, then obviously we're winning. So I do like the ideas. I know you've got more utilities as well, so just go for it. Tell me about the other ones. I could list them here about like the whitelist bot and whatnot, but I'd like to hear it from you first, if that's okay.
Yeah, thank you. So as I was saying, we also have the whitelist bot. The bot is really going to function, similarly to our giveaway bot in distributing projects widely spots given to influencers or promoters in a very fair and transparent manner. So there is not going to be any form of manipulation at the end of the influencer or promoters, or at the end of community. Just like we also have those manipulations, during giveaways. People always do manipulate the whitelist giveaway. Most as in some cases, in some cases, even influencers, whenever a project gives them allocations for whitelist, probably 10 spots for their community, they end up giving those 10 spots to their alt accounts. So you now see that an influencer is having 10 whitelist spots on a project, and after participating in the pre-sale, what are they going to do next? They will start dumping those wallets. That's also one of those. When we trace all these challenges and problems, those are also some of those factors that contribute to pump and dumps projects. There are some projects that have a very good developer team with good intentions, but probably they have been exploited or manipulated by influencers they gave their whitelist spots, because those influencers does not distribute the giveaway spots in a fair and transparent manner. So that's why that function of our whitelist bot is going to be distributing whitelist of projects. Even if they are awarding it to 10 influencers, 10 whitelist spots, it can be programmed on the bot and allocate those 10 whitelist spots to each of those influencers and give them their links. After giving them their links, they'll post to their communities, and our bot is going to do the work. So even me, myself, our whole team can never manipulate the system. So it is a bot that is decentralized. So it has been designed that way, is the robot. So you can never cheat the system in that manner. So I've talked about our giveaway bot, our whitelist bot, and our exclude platform, which I've also talked about. And lastly, we also have what we call Luminous ranking. Luminous ranking. What is Luminous ranking? Is going to be synonymous to Coin Market Cap and CoinGecko, as we all know them. And if many of you can also know Crypto Ranker, is also going to be synonymous to those websites, because we already have our UI of the ranking page being designed right now. It has been done. The UI's design has been done. So the function of this ranking system, of this ranking website, what is going to be doing is going to be keeping track of projects promoted by influencers, audit companies, KYC companies, and some other service providers listed on our marketplace. For instance, on our marketplace right now, kindly permit me to share my screen. Share screen.
Absolutely.
All right. Can you guys see it?
I can indeed. Yep.
All right. Yeah. So here is our marketplace bot, the Luminous network bot, right now on Telegram. So here is it. Browse services. So as you can see, we have varieties of services here. We have Telegram influencers, social media verification, PR bid boss, contract game developers, consultants and advisor, community moderators. We have YouTube influencers, Twitter influencers, regional countries, the likes of Chinese community, Vietnamese community, and so on and so forth. So we have multi-chain bridges if you need incubators, fast track listings, celebrity plugs, AMA launch, AMA host, audit services, content writers, graphic designers, marketing agencies, NFT artists, shilling services, website design, and so on and so forth. So, and the part I'm trying to draw attention on right now are the influencers. You can see we have YouTube influencers, Twitter influencers, and Telegram influencers. AMA launch are also there. So these people, we all know they are influencers, right? They are promoters. So every of them we are going to be keeping track of every project promoted by them on our ranking side. So we are going to be ranking them based on the project promoted. We have so many influencers out there. some of them, they are just scammers in disguise. Imagine an influencer promoting 10 projects in a day, and all those projects, after 24 hours, they are all dead. Those are shit, and those are the bad characters we have in the system. We need to, try to fish out and flush out with such utilities like this. So that's why our website is going to be keeping track of every project promoted by them, by each influencer. Is going to be keeping track of them, and it's going to be ranking them, based on the quality and the standing of the project. So the number of projects you've promoted, the number of projects that are dead among those projects, and the number of projects that are still existing among those projects are going to be on record on the website. As you can see, if we have such system, it's going to be competitive, and influencers are going to be, they are going to be more careful with such kind of projects they promote, since they know that every of their promotions are being tracked on the ranking website that is very visible to the public. So they are going to be very conscious, make sure they promote good projects and projects that are safe to invest. There are some projects that when you see them from a glance, you know that these are potential scam projects. There are many red flags you can use to identify a potential rug pull project, right? So when they see all these red flags, they will never promote them. They will only promote project that seems to be, to be safe. We all know there is nothing absolutely safe, in investing. Even Bitcoin, it can come to $10,000 tomorrow or the like. So we know there's nothing absolutely safe like that. At least have some precautionary stops in place. So that's why the function of our ranking website is going to be doing, so that influencers are going to be accountable for what they are doing, and they are also going to be very more careful with what they are promoting. We are also going to keep track of audit companies. There are many audit companies that will just give some shit projects and potential rock pull projects with many red flags of rock pulling. They will give them their audit certificate. And we all know it is a very wrong, common assumption that every project that has been audited is safe. Many people, when they believe that, okay, this project has tech rate audit report, for instance, they will believe that, okay, that project is safe to invest, but not knowing they still have to study the audit report. And some audit companies that has a very good reputation, you will never find them auditing shit projects. You will never find them auditing project that has 100,000 red flags in their smart contracts. So that's why we are also going to be keeping track of audit companies, number of projects they've audited, number of projects that are standing out of those audited projects. We all know that there is no other website that is doing so today in the industry. CoinMarketCap are keeping tracks of projects, and centralized exchanges, while we are focusing on influencers and audit company and KYC company. So that's a development that is going to happen later next year. Thank you.
I think that's, again, a great idea. Again, it's something that, having worked in the marketing part previous to this, there's a lot of, I imagine you've had hundreds of messages as well, but YouTube channels with 1 million subscribers, yet 999,999 of them are bots. And people spend thousands on these, and actually that $1,000, that's $4,000-$5,000 that they spend on that YouTube video just goes down the drain, which is a real shame, because especially if you're a new project and you have a certain amount of funds, it could wipe out people's funds for no gain. It's not just the project that loses out, it's the investors that lose out as well, of course, because if the marketing funds are wiped out for a project, then they can't go for any longer as well. So one thing I would say on that, however, obviously it can work both ways. Just because you promote a project doesn't mean that you thought they were going to be shit. You can't tell about a project sometimes. So, what I would, you don't have to listen to anything I say. What I would suggest is have, similar to CMC, where they have trending things as well, right? Like how somebody has performed in the last week, because that would be interesting to see, because different influencers fall off after a period of time. They might have been great a year ago, and nowadays everything they promote is whatever they can get their hands on. for example, centralized exchanges a year ago, some of the smaller ones were fantastic. They didn't put wash volume through, and as soon as you went on a centralized exchange, it was all wonderful and rosy for a project. Whereas now they just take the money from any single project they can get their hands on, like you said about the audit companies, and wash volume goes through it as well. So although they might have performed a year ago, and if you did an all-time rank, obviously it might show that they're quite good. Nowadays they're actually quite shit. So having it to be able to kind of go through different time frames as well, I think would be a fantastic addition to that. But the overall concept, again, from a project owner's perspective, being a project owner, it'd be a very useful tool actually to see what is hot at the minute. Obviously everything comes at a different cost, but at least you're able to kind of scour out the market rather than having to go off recommendations of people that you don't know very well, basically.
Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, it's also part of our plan. So actually what we envision to do to about that is just having the ranking system to be based on annual rankings. So probably for some periods of months, probably 3 or 6 months, then we are also going to start all over again. Everybody are going to be on the same score, 0 grade. Then we'll also keep track again. After another 3 months again, we'll start all over again. So that's a very good contribution. Thank you. We're going to put that in place.
Yeah, I think so. Like I say, I think it's got a lot of potential. That actually, to be honest, all the ideas have a lot of potential actually. So I suppose the next thing to say in regards to potential, people like to see reality, and I know that your kind of Fiverr for crypto platform is ready to go. But what's the timeline on all the other bots and all the other dApps and things? Like, is it underway in development? Is it going to take a little bit of time? Like, how far along are you getting with these things?
Yes, thank you. So as like when we started this AMU, I tried to bring it to attention that this project has been under development since February this year. So we are really taking enough of time because we building scam mitigation tools. We must make sure as much as possible our scam mitigation tools should never have any loopholes to be able to be manipulated or exploited. So that's why it really takes a quite long time for us to develop these products. Like our marketplace is live right now. Other products they are going to be live after our public pre-sale. One is going to be live 2 weeks after our public pre-sale, and another one is going to be live 1 month after our public pre-sale, because we want to build a product that is going to be come out there and stand the test of time. Thank you.
Yeah, nice. Okay, so I suppose the next question is, of course, like most of this, although there is a platform and it works, but there is going to be a release of the token from what I understand. So where does the token fit into this whole ecosystem of scam prevention? Where does it fit into the kind of Fiverr of crypto and the bots and whatnot? Can you use them as a payment for utility? How does that work?
Yes, thank you. That's a very critical question every investor got to ask, before aping in any project, before investing your money in any project. What is the use case, utility of the token being issued? So before we issue our governance token, we had a lot of research and deliberations within the team and consultation before we decided and finalized that okay, it is good for us to launch a token for this ecosystem. Like I was saying, I'm describing what we are building as an ecosystem. So our token is going to it is called LAT token, Luminous Angel token. LAT is going to be served as governance token in our marketplace bot, so people can use it to pay for subscription, like freelancers that are going to be listed and so on and so forth. They are going to be KYC'd with our KYC partners, right? So they are going to be KYC'd with our KYC partner, and they are also going to have a commission. So they are going to have a percentage off if they are paying our KYC partners in our own native token. So also for listing payment, we're going to be charging at least a minimum of about $10 per month, for everyone listed on the marketplace, just as service charge, for listing fee for everybody listed. So our token is also going to be acceptable for that. And our token is also going to be used, to trade our NFT collections, because we also have NFTs we are integrating in the ecosystem. It's also going to be used to buy our NFT collections. It's also going to be used to order for our merchandise and so on and so forth. So that's a major use case of our token.
Nice. Okay, so it's integrated quite heavily into the, like you say, ecosystem is the correct word from what you're building. Actually, it's not just one thing, it's not just one utility, it's not just the rewards token. So I like it when there's ideas of where a token fits in, basically. I'm not going to talk about PresaleWorld, but it's often that there's a token that's just by association. We chose not to do that, and it sounds like you're not choosing to do that as well, which it gives you a longer term vision, in my opinion. And from the projects that you see that actually survive over a long period of time, not just 1 month, not just 6 weeks, like that, they have to have a token that does that. Or, Elon has to have liked them on Twitter or something, which, happens to 0.001% of projects. So, yeah, great. Okay. So what is the marketing strategy? What is the, it is marketing strategy, what I'm trying to say, but what is the progression? Because for people that don't know, this is actually before pre-sale that we're talking about this now. We're not actually at pre-sale phase. I think you're thinking about doing a private sale as well. So how are you planning to market, and what are you planning to do when you get to a private sale or a pre-sale? And then what are you planning to do post-launch?
Yeah, thank you. Irrespective of how good a product is, another crucial part and very important part of that project for it to be a success is the marketing aspect. So we've also outlined, with my own experience, like during my introduction, I made us to understand that I worked with some few projects, as marketing advisors and marketing plugs for them respectively. So with my experience in marketing, we have been able, and my co-founder, he is also very good at marketing. So we have drafted up some marketing plans, that is not just going to sustain us for the short time, but is also going to sustain us for the long term. So we've decided to partner with every marketing agency, every freelancers. We have YouTubers, Twitters, influencers, Telegram influencers, AMA launch, and so on and so forth listed on our marketplace, right? All those categories. So every influencers we are listing on those categories, automatically they are going to be our marketing partners. So this is the deal we have with them. You are going to be marketing for us for 2 months, and we are also going to list you for free on the market, for 2 months. So we've reached out to some legit crypto influencers across different platforms, YouTube, Twitter, and Telegram. So we begin to have negotiations with them on that long-term marketing partnership, which they are also giving us at a very good discount price because of what we are also offering them in return, which is our marketplace, listing them on the marketplace on that. So right now we are in our seed stage right now, which is popularly known as a private sale. So far we've raised 13 BNB in our community in private sale. So we are also looking at starting second round private sale, in the probably few hours this time. We are going to list the private sale on PresaleWorld.com, presale on your launch pad. We're going to list the private sale on your launch pad, and after we finished our private sale, the private sale is going to be 20 MB ad cap. So after we finalize that second private sale, we'll be able to mobilize some of our marketing partners that are going to start the pre-launch marketing for our public fair launch. So which we are also going to do in some couples of weeks from now, probably 2 weeks to now or so. So it depends on how fast we sell out this our second phase private sale. That is going to determine when we are going to commence the pre-launch marketing for our public sale. Thank you.
So for the private sale then, so by the sounds of it, hosted on PresaleWorld, which is obviously fantastic to everybody that's listening, but what are the benefits for somebody to get in at the private sale? Obviously, for every investor listening, sorry, Sugar Daddy, I do have to say that, it is a more risky strategy to get in at private sale. So what are you offering in return for that kind of extra risk that somebody could get?
Yes, thank you. So for every of our early believers that believed in our vision and what we are building in this ecosystem, that still deemed fit, to invest in us at this early stage. So they are going to be having extra 20% tokens extra, from people that are going to be buying from the public, and also they are going to be getting our free NFTs for free. They are also going to be getting those one NFTs, per contributions made. We are going to be collecting one NFT, and our NFTs has its own use case separately. Like our NFT holders, they will have a chance to be on a weekly raffle giveaway draw of $500 to $1,000 worth of our token every Friday on Twitter Space. Our NFT will also serve as an acceptable, for listing subscription on our marketplace. So we are also building an NFT staking dApp, where investors can stake their NFTs and receive our tokens in return. So you are going to be getting 20% of our tokens more than public sale investors, and you're also going to be receiving one of her NFTs for free. So kindly permit me to send the snip peek of our NFTs in the chat for people to see.
Yeah, absolutely. I would send it to me or send it to the group because it gets auto deleted because of our bots. But yeah, send it to John or myself and we'll get it in the chat straight away. But okay, so 20% more tokens, you get an NFT as well, which is fantastic as far as I'm concerned. There's a reason to consider the private sale. And you mentioned with the public sale, that's going to be a couple of weeks after or within that sort of time. I assume that's so you can get all the marketing ready for that public sale. Is that right?
Yes, so public sale is going to be between 1 week to 2 weeks when we finalize our second private sale.
Fantastic. Okay, well, I think it's been a fantastic AMA. I think you spoke very, very well. But one of the coolest things we do is obviously open it up to our investors and see what they have to say themselves. So if you do have any questions, write them in the chat, message me or John directly, or just hold up your hand and we'll get started with that. Basically, it looks like a few people want to speak. So if you're happy to, Sugar Daddy, we'll get started on that.
Sure, let's go.
Hey, Edit, go for it, mate.
Hi, thanks for the opportunity. Okay, so quickly, my question is regarding the Luminous network, the Luminous whitelist board, and the Luminous giveaway boards, and all of that. All of these boards are vulnerable to minor issues and problems. So, how constantly will you be checkmating it to make sure it is maintained to give its users the best experience?
I think you cut out right at the end there, or I'm not sure if that was just for me.
Yes, but okay. I think I get a question.
Oh, okay, good. Go on.
All right, thank you very much. Really, that's a very good question. For every technical, products or any mechanical product and so on and so forth, there got to be some, sometimes some downtimes, right? So we also have our technical team that are going to be, working on rotation, like 6 hours in a day. They are going to be working 6 hours a day. So to make sure to fix any issue that might occur. As a matter of fact, the wizard that built our developers behind our bot, our utilities, these are not the first times they are going to be building utilities such as this. They have built, bot utilities for many other companies, established companies like, delivery companies, food companies, and so on and so forth, that as people, thousands of people are using in a day. So the same way, our bot is going to be very functional, and if peradventure we have any glitch, our men are going to be on standby to fix any issue. As a matter of fact, since the bot has been live, it has been down for like I think twice. Yes, twice. And none of this downtime lasts up to 30 minutes before it was fixed. So we assure you that if we have any subsequent downtime, because it's going to be a lie whenever you boast and say it will never have downtime, that's going to be a lie. So if peradventure cases like that arise, our technical team are going to undo it. Thank you.
Great question, mate.
Okay,
like
good.
that.
Thank you.
All right, let's move on. Drink. I can't make out if you're saying we should drink wine or water or both, but I probably suggest that we should be drinking, say, water to be good, but realistically, wine. It's Sunday. So go for your question. Sorry, I was just chatting away to myself. drink wine, water. Hello there, buddy.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now, mate. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for the great opportunity. Great presentation. I would say you guys have been putting in the project in a great way. That's amazing. So basically, my question now is, because I go to the website and I've seen the tools you guys have been putting in place, the great tools like the tools of the whitelist, the giveaway. That's amazing tools I see, and that's great. And I see the project is a project that you like stop scammers from scamming in Telegram. That's great. So now my question is like also a suggestion. So I don't know if you guys will put in a way that you go deep into the project. You go like meeting people who is big in the Telegram space, who is big in the crypto space, have a big partnership with them in the form that they'll also like work with you guys, put in the project globally, because this is a project that even most Telegram group in the space we want to like work with this, because I've been in the website. I've seen you guys have a partnership with Future Launch and a big project in the Telegram space. That's amazing. Having that partnership, any AMA they do, they will also like advertise the project in their AMA, advertise what the project is made of. That would be amazing, because they can also like do a short video in the Telegram group, posting it that see the people who have a partnership with, go check them out. This is what a project is all about. That will attract a lot of owners, a lot of community owners in the crypto space. They'll see that, oh, this is what this project is all about. This project is gonna moon. This project is a project that we will also work with. This is going to be a great partnership. Have a partnership with this project. I don't know if you guys will be working on doing that partnership with big projects, which will also advertise the project out of the crypto space. Thank you.
Yes, thank you very much. It's well noted, and is part of our plans and what we are working on. As many of us had me when we're talking about our marketing strategy, going to partner. We are not just going to having one-time promotion with our influencers. So every Twitter influencers, Telegram influencers, and the like promoting us, it is marketing partnership deal we are having with them. And as at now, we have spoken and sealed deal, in negotiation with over about I think 28 Telegram influencers as of now, and 8 YouTube influencers as at now, and up to 10 Telegram Twitter influencers as at now. So we have finalized deal with. So the next phase is just to pay them their money, and they are going to commence with their promotion on their respective platform. Thank you.
Good question again. We're off to a hot start. Thanks for that, mate. Right. Oh, go for it. Was here. I can't see him any longer. All right, there's a couple in chat, though. Let me talk through those ones. 1 second. Get my right screen up. So, coffee. I know you said you had one. Here we go. So the question is, as far as I know, TikTok is the most used social media right now. Does the team plan to expand its marketing in TikTok social media? Also, what starting countries will the team build its main branch, and plans to expand onto countries? So basically, the question is, do you plan to use TikTok marketing, and where are you starting to try to market your countries? What countries are you starting to market towards, and do you have plans to market towards countries where crypto isn't as widely recognized?
Yeah, thank you. So our almost priority now is really leveraging on the English speaking communities, countries. So those are the countries we are focused on at the moment. And as a matter of fact, we also have on our roadmap, on every of our products, every of our utilities, we are also going to integrate languages, different languages on our utilities, like French language, Chinese language, and three major spoken languages in the world are going to be integrated on those utilities. So users from all those foreign, countries like French-speaking countries, Chinese, and the likes can also make use of our utilities conveniently, navigating it with their own language. So we are also going to make use of, those regional influencers like Chinese influencers and the Vietnamese influencers and so on and so forth. We're also going to bring them on board to promote and put our project out there to reach their community, their audience. So, and we also have planned, like we have a plan for Luminous Academy. Luminous Academy is just that we can't just roll out every of our plans, at a go. So we have to take it one step at a time. So we also have on our plan Luminous Academy that is going to, spread the good news about blockchain generally and educate, folks about the blockchain. So, and we're going to majorly focus on countries and regions that does not really have much knowledge about crypto. So thank you.
Yeah, great question, Coffee. Like it. We've got some more questions coming in. So the text questions, these ones. So LCSWNG007. There's a couple of ones that have already been answered, but it's always good to go through again. So partners are essential in strengthening the ecosystem. Could you share us about your adopted partners and its strategies? Well, I'll answer this for you if that's okay. They've already mentioned that they've got about 28 influencers on board already. So coupled with their Fiverr for Crypto program, they've managed to bring on board influencers in a partnership, which is fantastic. So the other two questions, which I think haven't been asked too much, are you looking to have an ambassador program, which is similar to what we were talking about before, but also most users aim for short-term profits. How would you convince investors to buy tokens and your upcoming NFTs to make profit in the long run?
As in, if I had the last question, part of the question right, is asking about people investing in the NFTs, right? How they are going to profit from the NFTs.
Yeah, so the second question is mainly, as you would have seen in pre-sales, most people are in and out within an hour. So how do you convince people to buy some tokens and then hold the tokens longer than just the launch day, for example? How do you convince them to have those tokens, have those NFTs, and keep hold of them for the long run?
Yes, thank you very much. So that's one of the major reasons we have make sure we take our time, to make sure one of our utilities, most especially the one that is very most major one part of our utility, is live before we launch our token. When people see that there is an existing product utility that has a very good potential and a very high sustainability potential, investors that are intelligent, you get me, investors that are intelligent definitely will stick with such projects and leave their funds for a long time. So that's why we are trying to build this ecosystem to be robust in such a way that we'll be able to stand the test of time, decades after now, 1 decade after now, we are still going to be in existence. So that's our vision, which we believe with the support of our community, we can definitely achieve it. So with our products that we have developed and which we are also going to continually release more products in the future. So definitely investors are going to are going to be loyal, and is also going to bring in more investors in the future. So our major advantage that we are relying on is our products. So making sure we update our products per time, making sure we release every of our products, as at the time being we promise to release them. So those are what we are really leveraging on our utilities, to boost in fresh investors attraction, to buy our token. So, but what we are concentrating much majorly is our utilities, because to be honest, our utilities is going to generate us a lot of very much income than token itself. Because, like for instance, on every of our utilities, the marketplace, network bot, whitelist bots, and so on and so forth, and even the ranking website, just imagine the revenue we are going to be generating from advertisement. On advert placement on those products is going to be massive. So that's why we are really focusing on product development. Thank you.
Nice. I like that. I'm going to just open it for one more question. Go for it. Has had his hand up for a long time, so I'm just going to open it for this one. So go for it. Haha.
Can you hear me?
I can, my mate.
Okay, thanks for the opportunity. What I want to ask now is the bots that are rating, because I see the bot is an amazing bot and most people want to use it in the crypto space. That's amazing. So now what I want to ask is, I don't know, because most Telegram, most owners in the Telegram, they want to like use the bot, but basically they will not know how to use the bot. So I don't know, they'll be working on doing a short video on how they can use the bot and how they can put in the place of the bot, because I see that they have in the tools of the bot, the giveaway tools and some of the tools I saw. That's amazing too. So I don't know if they'll be working on doing a short video for people who don't understand how they can work in the bot. They can also like making the video in different languages for people.
Yeah, so to reiterate that question, which was a very good question actually, is obviously having bots is fantastic, but what happens if you've got bots that nobody knows how to use? So are you going to do YouTube tutorials or tutorials in video form, and could you do those in multiple languages?
Yes, thank you. So like we've had some just short videos on how to navigate, like browsing on the bot, which I've sent to the group right now. Browsing on the bot, and also how to onboard yourself as a freelancer when you want to register, when you want to become a seller. So we have those short videos right now. So we are also going to work with our YouTubers partners. They are, each of those YouTubers, they are going to be making 4 videos for us each. So imagine the massive numbers of videos that are going to be talking about our products, the features, and how to navigate through them on YouTube. So we are all our YouTubers are going to be doing that for us when they start their promotion. So they are basically going to be teaching people also how to navigate through every of our products as we release them, and also be letting them be aware of our governance token and also some of our NFTs and some other good features of our ecosystem. Thank you.
Great answer. So I have just got one final question, because we didn't ask it, or I didn't ask it actually, is what are the tokenomics? It's something that's quite important, obviously, when you start out. So what are the tokenomics buy and sell taxes?
Yes, thank you. After the buy and sell tax is going to be 5% buy and 5% sell tax. So while our tokenomics permit me, let me check the white paper here with me. So while our tokenomics, we've allocated our LAT has been deployed already with lossless.io, lossless protocol. I will advise everybody bear me to make research about lossless. They are the one who deployed our smart contracts. We use their tools to deploy the smart contract, lossless.io. So when you visit their website, you know the reason why we make use of them, for security reasons. So our token has been deployed. It is not tradable yet. So we allocated 3% for team. We allocated 5% for privacy. We allocated 40% for public pre-sale, and we also allocated 15% for centralized exchange listing, because as a matter of fact, we are in listing discussion with some centralized exchange like the likes of Bitmart, Airbank, and so on and so forth. So we also allocate 17% for PancakeSwap listing. We allocate 10% for development, and another 10% for staking reward, for people that we wish to earn more tokens by staking their tokens. So we allocated 10% for that. So which is also going to serve as some other future rewards if peradventure we develop game, or if peradventure we develop some learn and earn program and the like. So those reserve tokens are going to function for that.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like it when someone's given some thought into these things, like before they've started. Obviously, we're even before public sale, so these things have given some thought. I'd like to thank you once again for joining us. It's actually been a great AMA. You came across fantastically. I say this a few times, but genuinely, you're very eloquent with the way you speak. I love the ideas of what you bring in across. So for anyone interested in participating in the private sale or public sale, do join the Telegram for Luminous Angel. The links will be posted in the PresaleWorld group as well, so you can have a look. Obviously, we will share any information about a private sale if you send that to us, so we can do that as well. As always, guys, please do your own research. This is only a part of your research. Listen to this AMA. I thought they were fantastic, but there's still questions that you should ask, and please do so. But thank you once again, mate. You were absolutely fantastic.